this is Michaela at Twin Horsepower. Today is going to be a video, 10 horse life hacks. These all have really helped me, or just like really cool ones that I use, and so I'm hoping to share these with you guys so they can all benefit you some as well. So let's just get into the video. First horse life hack is sweat scraper. So, you know, they don't cost that much, and they also work, except for the fact that sometimes people have trouble with getting around the bony areas on a horse, such as the hip or the withers or whatever. Something that will help is using baling twine. This is something that you will always have, and whether it's on the ground, it's just going to always be there. You can just pick it up and use it. And it also doesn't even cost a penny, except for when you buy the hay. So baling twine works great as a sweat scraper when you don't have a normal one around. Second horse life hack is, you know, your horses in the winter, if you're at a place that gets a lot of snow, you're going to have ice and snow getting in their hooves, and that's obviously not good for them, you know, having all that moisture in their hooves, and it can unbalance them if, like, there's a lot of snow packed in one hoof. It's just not good. And so you obviously probably every morning, if you got snow, have trouble trying to pick it all out of there. Well, something that will help is start off by picking all the snow out of your horse's hoof, snow and ice, as well as you possibly can. And then just getting some cooking spray, non-stick cooking spray, and just spraying it on their hoof, spraying it in each little crevice around the frog, and just spray it in their hoof, and it should help prevent the ice and snow sticking in there for the next time you pick their hooves. Okay, I apologize for the wind ahead of time, but I had to go outside for this one. So the next horse hack is one I actually really love. It really helps a lot for me. I think every horse person has the struggle of trying to bring a water bucket, you know, there's a dog barking, of trying to bring the water bucket from one place to another using a wheelbarrow, and still water splashes everywhere, and you end up with half or less than half of water remaining in your bucket, and then it kind of defeats the whole purpose of bringing water out there. So something that helps prevent that is actually using a bag. So what I did here is I got the bucket that I would dump the water in, and I got the bag, and I filled the bag up with water, and then I'm going to tie up the bag. There's a little bit of water out there, but that's only because this bag had a hole when I got it, so don't have a hole with that bag with a hole. And then I'm just going to tie it up to where I can still untie it. And it may come out the top just a little bit, but that's okay because it goes into the bucket still. And then now when you're moving your water to another place. So the fourth horse life hack is actually using baby powder. This stuff, I know it sounds kind of weird until I explain it, so let me explain it first. It actually is good. I'd say this is more for when you're at a show. It's a horse show. If you got a gray horse or a white one, gray, and they've got like a stain on them, like a green stain on them or something, and you obviously, if you're at the show, you can't just wash it out. So just putting some baby powder on there is a temporary cover, and it actually works and looks all white. I mean, it covers it up temporarily, so I do this right before you get in that show ring, and it makes your horse look white and clean even when there's actually not. So the next horse life hack is using a bar of soap on any areas on the wood where the horse has chewed. Now, if you've got a cribbing horse, obviously don't even try this because it won't work. You need to get an actual cribbing tool to stop a horse, like a mask or one of those neck things. But oftentimes a horse will just chew wood out of boredom or just because it's fun. And our horses actually started chewing wood. I think they got bored, and then they tried it, and it started becoming a habit for them. So they started chewing wood, and they decided they liked it. So if you get a bar of soap and rub wood on the areas where you've seen they've chewed, then that way when they go to bite it, they will bite it and be like, pah, 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 because it'll taste like soap. And so then that will teach them that wood, yuck, and they won't and they'll connect the dots. So when I chew on that wood, I get an icky smell, and so they'll stop trying to chew on the wood. And this has worked for my horses. I tried it and it worked immediately. Obviously you'll have to reapply the soap probably, I'd say, every 2 to 4 weeks. I don't know. It really probably depends on if you get rain for the most part. Let me just show you. So over here I've just got a tiny little spot where this is where I tack the horses, and I tied them here, and they found the wood and decided, ooh, there's wood, I gotta chew it. So just take the soap and rub. And again, my horses do not crib. They just like chewing wood, like probably, I'm sure, a lot of horses. And this stops them. And then that way when they go to get it, it tastes like soap and they will stop. Okay, so for this next hack, you will use a baby diaper. I know this is even weirder than the baby powder, but it really works. So if you're like my horse and your horse has this injury or cut or wound on the knee and you need to wrap it, it's obviously a really hard place to wrap because of, you know, that they're moving it, and it's just a hard place to keep it wrapped there because it always just moves right down. So this is perfect for wrapping the knee. I'll show you. So it's perfectly, the size may vary for your horse, not too much. Just wrapping it, I'm not going to do it because otherwise I'm wasting a diaper. And just wrapping it on the knee like that, and then vet wrap around it, and that's a great way to wrap your horse's knee if they have a wound. Something else really good to use a diaper with is if your horse has a foot abscess or something like that, you can get the diaper again after cleaning out and soaking the horse's hoof, you know, taking care of it like you should, and so then, you know, you want it to stay dry and clean. What you do is you stick this baby diaper. You may need to get a larger one depending on your horse's hoof size. Get this baby diaper, wrap it around the hoof, and then get some duct tape and wrap it around to make sure it stays on. And you use that if you don't have one of these boots, because these obviously work, but actually what I did is I did both. I used baby diaper, duct tape, and then I put the boot on, so it's extra protection. So if you have double, that's even better. Horse life hack is using a dog or cat wire brush. It doesn't have to be wire, but in my opinion, wire works better. And using it to brush off the hair off your horse brushes. Gets dust too. Just, it gets a lot of the hair out. Fortunately, I just did this brush, so it doesn't really need it that much. But that way, you don't have to go. Actually, I like to do this, taking the hair out, and then when I'm washing my brushes or cleaning them, so I could take the hair out, then clean them. But you don't need, if you're brushing your horse and there's a lot of hair on it, just scrape it off and continue brushing with your horse. And it's a really fast and easy way, and it works. For this next horse life hack, you'll be using your bridle. What it is, you know, in the winter, horses never like it when you stick a cold bit into their mouth. It's always obviously unpleasant for the horse sticking a cold bit. You know, no one likes that. And hello, doggy. So then what you do while you're tacking up, a nice way to warm it up is put it on you. You could put it over your head or just on your shoulder, and that way, it being closer, it will just kind of warm up as you do stuff. And then also, something that will help it is putting on a winter coat over that, so it's just staying warm while you're tacking up, and then by the time you're ready to put the horse's bridle on, it should be at least decent. So, the next hack, we'll keep with the subject of bits, horse bits, because this one is actually for cleaning a bit. You know, they make bit wipes, and they work fine, but this idea, I like, it's using toothpaste and a toothbrush to clean your horse's bit, because, well, first of all, it's a good way to clean their bit, and second of all, just like, you know, scrubbing it with toothpaste, pretty self-explanatory, and second of all, it's good because it adds just barely, at least a peppermint smell or peppermint taste onto the bit, and so the horse will be more likely to allow it in its mouth. Okay, so the 10th and last horse hack is making your own hoof oil. See? So I'm not going to actually say how because I already made a DIY on how to do it previously, and so I will try and figure out how to stick the video in the description. If I can't though, hopefully you can find it. But it only uses 2 ingredients and it works really good. And another bonus is you can also get this 25-cent brush at Walmart. And so making your own hoof oil saves a lot of money, and you don't have to pay $20 for a whole hoof container. Not saying it doesn't work, it works great, but you do save a lot of money.